I know there are some
Mm-hmm.
TTO Sardister decks floating around
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so we have our main feature table. It's going to be Brad Reinhold is sitting down. He's not wearing his he is not wearing his Tom Brady jersey. It looks like Brian Fred has decided to go with Darkseid first, so we're going to see Revenge of the Sith Dooku versus Quiet Mining Colony. Jeff is playing Lightside first against Joe. So Rops versus Qui-Gon Commuting.
It looks like a pretty normal start here for Brad. Just block laying,
Mm-hmm.
tie, and keeping the Empire out.
And we're missing a Brian Freds. Please, somebody tell Brian Fred he's somebody call Brian Fred to the feature table. Tell him to stop selling cards for 5 minutes.
This will be an interesting matchup in terms of time because I feel like Brad plays
He
lightning
does.
fast.
He plays really fast.
Brian Fred plays extremely slow. So this is a situation where I feel like we need a chess clock. Like on GIMP. Yeah, so we need to pick a token from the last game we saw.
For the last one, I said the first one was Ariadu. So, is that Kyle? Kyle wearing the sports jacket. It looks like. No, he's just in a jacket.
So I think the token from the last game will
ooh.
be Meditation V.
Nice. Brian Fred rocking the Max Rebo and Droopy McCool shirt. That's great.
He's also rocking the sleeves.
He is. You know what? I love Brian Fred, but anytime I talk to him, he's just like, "Hey, what do you want for your sleeves?" I'm like, "Dude, chill. I know you're trying to get all your decks sleeved up, but come on, man."
Brian's a collector, man. It's completionist.
So am I. Like, I'm a collector first and a player last.
So this is interesting. Brian is not starting Kashyyyk. He's starting Jabba's Palace.
Yeah. Jabba's Palace with Jabba's Haven and the Tragedy of Plagueis. And Evil is Everywhere. Apparently, he's got like 11 people giving him these sleeves.
They look great.
That's why I don't want to get him mine.
Yeah, this is a pretty sweet activation platform because I assume he's going to get to play the activating chamber and grab an alien.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets to play Nalhetta.
Battle of the Bees.
Yeah, normally these decks play Kashyyyk as their other location, but
Yeah.
I like this start a lot more.
I think you're right. Like, I do like this one a little bit better. Like, at a Corellia local a couple weeks ago, I played against one of these, and I definitely like this start a lot better. We got a handshake.
Right, here we go.
And here we go. Also, somebody needs to get over there and just smack Brad Reinhold.
Why?
Dude is wearing his mask like a mutant.
He's on. Nice,
yeah, he's on stream. He needs to be wearing his mask properly.
I didn't see too many characters in Brian's opening hand there. I think he has
No.
P59.
A lot of
Just
characters in Brad's, though.
Ray. But yeah, Brad's deck's probably just all
Yeah.
characters, all aliens.
And of course, we have you and I representing both of our teammates. Brad is a teammate of mine. Brian is a teammate of yours. So let's see who wins this. And considering you don't have any skin in the game in the other one, I say we both root for Jeff.
Yeah, that'd be awesome for Jeff. 2 back-to-back
Yeah.
majors. And I believe indoor was his first major, right? So it'd be
Yes.
his first 2 majors he wins. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. The first thing he's got to do is get by his teacher, Mr. Joe Olson.
Not an easy feat.
Brian Fred using a custom-made starting interrupt or starting effect. Yeah, and Jared he went to there, but he won Endor's his first win. Yeah, he went to nationals last year and the Worlds last year, which was funny because last year we had Joe Olson on Worlds playing against Jeff in a win in your in game. Like Joe had to win that game to get in. We put that onto stream. Joe won. Well, of course we have Joe last game win in your in against Justin Miyashiro, and Joe wins. Brad's dark side is set your course for Alderaan. Brian's is Diplo. And I'll tell you, Brad, again, Diplo was not a deck on his radar, hence why he played set your course. So B. Fred coming out from left field and might pull out a victory. See, B. Fred has the invisible hand in his opening hand. That's a good point. Yeah, that's another good point. B. Fred gives Brad a lot of icons when Hark Seth hits the table.
But actually, I don't think that Sigfa versus Diplo is favored for Sigfa, because Diplo can easily set up Menace Fades and a lot of retrieval.
I know Brad is playing the effect Tarkin's Doctrine, so he'll get some damage in that way. Brian Fred pulling his inner Joe Olson with a lot of hand gestures.
So we got to pay attention to Brad here.
Yeah. Brad's going to go super fast.
Okay, well, yeah, it's any Dark Jedi if you're talking about Overseer.
So I'm wondering what the phrase or whatever it is on that now Hutta. Now, Brad has to be careful because B. Fred has the invisible hand in his opening hand. There's the Maz Kanata.
All right, he's going to use Maz Kanata. He misses.
That's a big miss. And the fact that he's got he showed one barrier, so I'm wondering if Brad has a barrier in his hand.
And then we see Yoxkit for the flip.
Okay, that's good. Yoxkit coming down for free, so now he can pull a card. He definitely wants to look for something defensive here. And combined fleet action, okay.
So no, doesn't look like he has. Okay, he's going to get the document now.
Oh yeah, he can land Hark stuff. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to move Yoxkit for there for a minute. So there's docking bay. So yeah, so we'll probably see Yoxkit get moved, and then
Yeah,
Arksef
we
will
might.
land move.
Yeah, we might see the overseers land. I did. Brad texted me earlier this morning. Like first thing said, I got no sleep. I'm really nervous about today. So hopefully he shook off some of the nervousness and is able to play a really good game.
But he came back against Mike's no out or
But
old
yeah,
allies.
yeah, the no allies.
Overcame to yeah. Sorry, new allies,
You know,
no idea, old allies, it all
I was gonna say because I
matter.
think we need to make it so that no idea is now when you guys play it in a no ally deck.
Yeah, coming back from 14 differential.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm glad to see that Brad decided to land the Hark stuff there because, like we said, B Fred has the invisible hand. It looks like he's got a Dooku in his hand. He's got a Force Lightning. He's got Nuke Gunray. So B Fred has a really strong hand. Is that Dooku or Tyrannus? I know it's the old image of one.
I'm not sure which one he's playing. Probably Dooku for Force Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
He does have Force
And
Lightning in his hand.
there's another non-battleground Jabba's Palace location. It looks like it's the
The Droid Workshop or
Droid
whatever.
Workshop. Yeah. Bastion, are you saying like 4:30 in the morning for you, or I'm glad we're seeing something. Oh, his
Actually,
4:30 in the morning. Oh my god.
4:30 Central Time.
Oh wow. Brad running on fumes, probably. Okay, there's the invisible hand that I saw.
Was that Trench? Didn't see it.
Uh, I assume so. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. The icon looks like it's kind of looks like it's an Imperial to me, but I don't know.
Okay, I have no idea what character this is you just played.
That's Dooku to the
Okay.
to Leia's site. So that would be a drain of two. That's going to be a drain of three there for
Yep.
Brad or for B Fred.
Yep.
I like this. We got two. We got Brian Fred and Brad Reinhold, two players with B's in their name. Joe versus Jeff, two players with J's in their name. What's going on with this world? Can't we get some mixture in? You know,
Well, there's
where's
only
my chart?
26 letters in the alphabet down.
I know, but seriously, where's like the? We had Matt Wadden, Mike Kessling, Greg, Charlie. Like those are all different names. And
Do you know what
it
the
looks like
probability of 23 people in the same room sharing a birthday is?
hmm, that looks like it's Thrawn, and I have no idea what the other character is.
50%, by the way.
Hey, I know that Jared Napolitano and I have the same birthday, so at least he's in good company.
It's a pretty good setup here for Brian. It's gonna be hard
Mm-hmm.
for Brian to attack the invisible hand at Bespin.
I mean, if he's playing the landing claw, he could just move Harks. Well, he'd have to deploy it.
Yeah, I mean landing claw would be okay, but that would be no celebration for Brad.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the grammar and the secret plans out for B Fred.
That's another miss on Maz.
That's
Brutal.
rough. And it looks like it's a booster in Pulsar Skate. Yep, Brad has the celebration in his hand, so he also has. Looks like it was a wedge in Red Squadron 1 in his hand as well.
Yeah, but he's going to Nelheta.
I think that's the right move. You got to put you got to assume that that's the only space that B Fred is playing here. So why not go to his system and set up there?
Bfred might be playing um like maybe the Dark Spiral or one of the bounty hunters in their ship, like Zuckus or Boba. Yeah, he's about to get drained for 5 here.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
Or 4. No,
No,
5,
it's
yeah.
5. It's 5 because you can't reduce it because of the site.
Cool to see cool to see these 2 decks though.
Yeah, I mean we're seeing something that's kind of not in the norm, which is good.
Okay. It could be worse, that drain of 3. Do you grab this as Brian?
I don't know. Then you got to
Right.
open. Then you are open to like a lot of different interrupts. Like, do you really want to the grab that, and then you leave like path of resistance open?
But yeah, but I think that's really the only form
Yeah.
um of damage reduction that Brad is available to him against this
Mm-hmm.
deck. Because he can't cancel
Bro,
drains, can't modify drains, so
true. He did lose the Honshu and the Falcon though.
okay, so tells me he's not playing Ancient Watering Hole.
No,
Is that the virtual Hunter Falcon?
I don't know. That looks like it's a B Fred signed card of P59 coming down
Yep.
with Dooku.
None.
So reinforcing against Dooku. Like if Brad has the paths, he can just sit somebody over there, path away. But I mean, then you run into like the risk of like a sense or something. But I don't know. This is just going to be really tricky for Brad. CRG, he could actually run both.
Yeah, I think he's just saying that it's probably unlikely he's playing a combo and a not combo. But
Yeah,
you're right, he could be playing both.
saw a lot of red in B Fred's hand, but he's still drawing. So
But yeah, I mean, Pete Fred doesn't have to do much here. Just he's starting a drain of 5 every turn.
yeah. Okay, he hits finally with Maz. He hits Din Djarin.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, if he plays if he's playing like Jin Urso, that should give him some protection. But again, B Fred has the Force Lightning, so Brad
I
likes
mean,
to play fast.
Brad could play the entire game in Brian's draw step.
Okay, wow, that's. I don't know if there's any golf fans right now, but that's interesting.
You got golf news?
Uh, I was watching. I watched a little bit of the Open, so seeing a first time major winner is kind of nice. Maybe Brad will win his first major this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly on track.
And
Pretty
like you
well,
said,
yeah.
he's got a rough start here though.
Yes, I think he's got a rough matchup, but he's been
Yeah,
playing really well recently.
I mean this is his second top four in a row. He put a lot of work in to get here, so I'm glad to see that he made the top eight after putting in so much work recently. Jeff's the same way. But it's kind of funny when you run up to beat Fred, who doesn't play online, doesn't play like in person or anything for like months, goes to a tournament and just top fours it like it's his job.
I mean, it is his job.
I was going to say it is his job. His job is Star Wars cards at this point.
Yep. Good time to plug his
Mm.
website.
Oh, there's the Jin Urso. So she comes on to block the drain now. But again, B Fred has a Force Lightning in his hand, so just zap her away. And ooh, Ray, all the Jedi going down to Jabba's palace. Okay, I like this move. There's some retrieval there.
This is one problem with the Java's Palace Star is you give up the strain of two.
Yeah. Now Brad occupies a battleground site and a battleground system. I don't know if rescuing the clouds could save Jin. I believe so. Non-undercover characters, so no, it would not be able to save her. So Jin's probably going to get fried. Bet the smell is awful. And like with the fact that B Fred is playing like evil is everywhere. You can come down with like a Darth Sidious with add his lightsaber. You can come with down with General Grievous with lightsaber. Aura Singh like gets around her, and then she's only immune less than 5, so she's not really the best character. And okay, I think there might be a lift tube or one or two in Brad's hand.
Lift tubes, huh?
Lift tubes.
It's old school.
I mean, Batmouse played them last year at Worlds. He played them on stream against Matt Lutz, and I believe he beat Matt Lutz with his lift tubes. Lift tubes, Destiny 6, good card.
You gotta assume he's playing Lift Tube Escape too, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a sweet card. I think he's got 2 Force Lightnings in hand. So I don't know if he would want to no escape that. She's dead.
Yep. Bye bye.
Yep. Brad gets to look at Brian's hand. But I we'll see. Drain 5, play somebody to kill Ray.
Hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, you definitely you want to get Ray off the table first. Yeah, this is not looking good for Brad.
Luke, Booster, and Pulsar skate. But I think he only lost 2 from the first drain. Somebody confirmed? Did he only lose 2 to the first drain?
I think you're right. Yes, this is a top 4.
Okay, so Bill is saying 1 from hand first, but CRG is saying that, yeah, he only lost 2. So I wonder if Brian is forgetting about his epic event.
Well, I mean, he lost. Yeah, ultimatum's not on the table.
He doesn't even satisfy ultimatum anyways.
Hmm.
I think Brian just remembered. I think that was a.
Whoops.
If I could read Brian's body language, I think that was him remembering.
Whoops.
So yeah, Revenge of the Sith says that your opponent cannot modify your drains where you have a Dark Jedi.
Yep. Pretty solid card.
That is correct, Matt. Although if Brian had said drain 3 and Brad said it's -1, then that would
That's
be
a
an
different
accurate.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely different story. Yep, there's a city with saber, so yeah, it's just looking worse and worse.
So just a thing to remember when you're playing. Sometimes when you shortcut like that, these situations could arise. It amuses me how Brian arranges his piles because it looks like his use pile is at the Cloud City site, ready to fight those aliens.
You... oh, be Fred. Such
Okay,
a
so
you're such
damn.
a Star Wars scamp.
So Brad just has to hoochix out of that battle.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No. Yeah, I don't think this is a match that Brad unfortunately can win. Like B Fred just has way too much coming down. And like I said, B Fred just started with like almost every card he needed in his hand.
Well, he gets to pull Invisible Hand
Bro.
with this site, and all he really needs is a Dark Jedi. That's it. Yep, and then Sidious gets to pull always 2 there are. But another really annoying card for QMC.
Mm-hmm.
No, Brian hasn't done much of anything this game.
Well, I mean, at this point, like, what can he really do? That's the problem.
Yeah,
I
he's just
mean,
under so much pressure.
yeah. When B Fred is just putting so much pressure onto him, I mean, it's just looking more and more like Brad just doesn't have the cards. Like, how many times did he miss with Moz?
Twice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, QMC just doesn't play well from doesn't play catch up very well. He wants to get an advantage early. We do see so Hanshui Falcon and what's the other card? The wild card?
I
Or
haven't seen the
Leia's ship.
wild card.
I think it's Leia's ship.
Okay, yeah, the transport.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the ways that he gets out not Leia, Ray, all the Jedi, is with the transport.
Okay, so Brad just stacking Bestman here, looking to set up celebration next turn.
But I hate to ask, like, what is Celebration really going to do for him here?
Well, it's a good start getting it back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Brad played Yoda Muting, I think,
Yesterday, yes, he did.
with matching ships.
Matching ships, yes.
Brian played away.
Not a deck that I would have like really put Brian Fred on. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't know how to play it, but it's just like it doesn't feel like it's one of his decks. Then again, I'm
Hold
not
on one
on
second.
the new
Right back,
allies,
one
so I
second.
don't know these things.
Yeah, I'm back. There's all another drain of 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that drain of 5 is just going to be annoying for Brad. Like, really can't, like you said, he really can't do much. He grabbed the it could be worse.
See what Brad does here. Brian does here. He might just run away in space. So there's Trench and do Gunray to the docking bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He moves the hand over to Nalhada. Guess I played map today for Darkside. He beat Brad by 14, game 1.
Oh, Mike's in the chat.
Hey, Mike, good run to the top 8 under your belt.
Yeah, unfortunately, that site won't really do much for that drain of 5 or the drain of 3 at Leia's site. I mean, he'll be, and Leia won't do anything either. Okay, now Brad's starting to do. Okay, so there's the celebration. Yeah, I think this is just a little. Unfortunately for Brad, this is just too little, too late.
Well, Leia can cancel the docking bay drain because there's no Dark
Yeah.
Jedi there. And he probably will be able to satisfy ultimatum this turn as well. Maybe not. Oh, Pusamir getting force field or force lightning
With
here.
lightning, yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's just looking worse and worse for Brad. Fried Pukamir and fried Jin Urso. Drew Grievous for Destiny when Pukamir's ability 1. That's pretty good. Lando with gun. Such a fun card.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like Brad's gonna leave a skeleton crew at Bespin and try to satisfy ultimatum.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just
It's still a
saves
drain
you
of
one
2 and
more.
2. I mean, he can't do anything about the drain where Sidious is. Yeah.
I mean, I think Brad has to play like this. I think he's just too far behind to not play risky
Uh-oh.
like this.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. He doesn't have the ultimatum shield? Okay. I was going to say,
There it is.
I blame
Okay.
Brad. I blame Brian Fred because Brad bought all of his shields off of Brian Fred.
I think Brian is a nice enough guy
Yeah. Yeah.
to say, yeah, you got ultimatum.
Yeah. And it's just kind of funny to me. Like I said, Brad bought all of his stuff off of Brian Fred because he just got back into the game and within like the last year and a half.
So he opts to leave Leia's transport and Wedge at Bespin. And just
Yeah.
moves over Sierra and Hunter Falcon in front of the invisible hand. I think that's Ozzel with Thrawn on the invisible hand.
That makes sense. I mean, Thrawn doesn't really do much on the invisible hand, though, does he? Unless it's like virtual
4 foot
Thrawn.
7.
Huh?
I mean, he's an admiral. It's 4 foot 7. That's probably
True.
the main reason. Drain 3, which is a 2 because of ultimatum. Another 2, so
Yeah, but it's 2 and 2.
then he chooses not
Like,
to drain at the docking bay because of Leia.
yeah. Yeah, you don't want to drain the docking bay because then he gets a card back with Leia. I mean, that's really smart by Fred. I don't know. This who's that? R. Singh?
I have no idea what card that is.
Yeah. Yeah, Fred is playing on all cylinders right now.
Does anybody have any clue what that card is?
No.
Oh, it's Grievous? I don't even know how you can tell.
How can you tell? Well, yeah, I know we know he pulled Grievous, but how can you tell it's Grievous? Because it looks like it's an alien. Oh, that's an AI Grievous. That's a Fred AI.
I think you're right. I think it is Grievous.
I don't know, because God damn it. Like I can't tell. It's bothering me.
Looks like he's gonna Lana these two guys to the Cloud City side. So Brian just applying maximum pressure here.
Yeah. And I was going to say you shuttle up Trench because even if Brad comes up with something, you give the invisible hand full immunity.
Yeah, those guys really weren't doing much of the docking bay anyways.
No. I mean, you could. You don't want to move. I was going to say. Now you gave him somebody somewhere to run, but at the same time, like, I mean,
Well,
Brad could.
QMC, the docking bay is not really where you want to be because you can't play with path because it's out exterior.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the worst site for QMC to be at.
Yeah.
It's Brad. First point of damage here, I think. Tracer one and Alhada.
I still say that's an alien, though. That one card that everybody can't figure out.
It could be Dr. E. Like,
Yeah,
seems like a long enough title. It would have two warrior icons, right?
I think so. I don't. I've never actually noticed that about Doctor E. No, Doctor E just has one.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Maybe it could be Asajj. I don't think so. Because the title doesn't look like it looks like it's too long for General Grievous. Yeah, that's a little too long for just General Grievous.
See if we can get our man on the ground to. Okay, so Brad played Ayla Secura is now moving Maz to the docking bay, and looks like that's his turn.
Interesting turn. Well, I mean, you can't hit Ayla Secura here. I mean, that blocks the drain there. But now Maz is so, like, she's a little vulnerable. Because, like you said, you can't path. I pinged Justin and he's, like, ignoring me right now.
Or he's having trouble figuring it out.
He said it's EPP Kylo.
Wow, okay. All of us were wrong.
Everybody wrong. Okay, now I can see it because, yeah, it's the AI. Wow. Everybody was wrong. So, I mean, he's got two sabers there. He can exclude somebody with Sidious. And you get an extra destiny with Newt Gunray. Like, and there's the Ventress with Dr. E. Wow.
Oof.
I mean, you're gonna hit, but you're not gonna make her go lost. Yeah, this just.
I don't know. I kind of like making her go lost and just establishing out of sight.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, Brian doesn't. He's winning this game by so much that, like,
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Doesn't look like he's gonna operate though.
okay.
Yep, he's not operating. He draws a Dark Jedi that's Destiny 2. It's a 3, but it becomes a 2 because of Maz. Brad draws a Lobot.
Gets to redraw this with Yoxkit.
Yep.
Unless it's non-V Yoxkit.
No, it's I think it's V. Oh, B Fred redrew it, so he drew a higher Destiny. Wow. Brad's just like, you know
That's
what?
it.
I'm done. I'm done. I don't
Yeah.
blame him. I'm
It's just
assuming
like
he's conceding the entire match.
it's just a brutal game matchup for QMC.
Yeah, I think he's going to concede.
I don't know if he's considering the match. I mean, he might have just said, "Okay, I have a million battle damage. I'll just
No.
lose all my cards."
Well, we'll let hear from Justin.
Cool to see Rise of the Sith or Revenge of the Sith do pretty well. Some cool
Yeah.
tech. Yeah, so Brian overflowed Brad, and Brad just lost from Life Force.
Yes.
Do we know what the differential was?
Yeah. What's going on with Brad right now? B Fred won by 19.
So one card in lost file for Brian,
One card in
31.
lost pile. Wow.
Brad looking a little dejected, but I don't think there's much he could have done. Is
31 cards in lost pile for Brad. That's a lot. I think they're both going to go take a smoke and at least take a break.
yeah, I think Brad needs to collect himself here.
Oh yeah.
He looks pretty dejected.
And Jared, if Revenge of the Sith Dooku wins. Why will Kendall never let us hear the end of it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think they're both going to go. Yeah. Justin said they're thinking about taking a break and then playing game two.
I think it's a good time for us to take a break too, huh?
I do agree. So, what do you want to make the? You know what? I think the token has to be Revenge of the Sith.
I was gonna say Force Lightning.
That too. Yeah, let's do Force Lightning. Your token for this game is Force Lightning. Justin in the chat is saying that he thinks that battle where Brad just took his life force and went caused some B Fred some differentials. So if that's the case,
I think you just muted yourself, Dan.
no, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Justin is saying in Slack right now that battle might have cost B Fred some differential there at the end.
Yeah, because you couldn't put back any interrupts or anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna take a break.
I think we'll take a break. Maybe we'll get Chris Kelly on to give us another spoiler here. Well, there's a little bit of a downtime. But we'll be back with game two here in a little bit as soon as our players are done with their breather break as well.
Stay tuned.
Okay, everybody. So I'm back after the break. Jeremy is still doing Jeremy things. I don't know. He's got family and kids. I don't. So I'm back here. Uh, Looking back, so again, Brian Fred won game one by 19. He had one card and lost pile, while Brad Reinhold had 31. Don't know the score or what's going on with the game between Joe and Jeff Levine. But more importantly, for those who are still watching, Chris Kelly just released another spoiler, and because it's not in the chat, and we were subsequently away for a little bit, I will repost it. So this one says, understand art and understand a species. Destiny 4 used or lost interrupt. During battle, target a character. Target and characters with a shared characteristic as target are power and forfeit -1. Lost. Once per game during battle, if you just revealed a character as artwork, add 1 battle destiny, 2 if it's a species in participating battle. So right off the bat, we're looking at a card that involves around characteristics of cards. And the second thing is it introduces a new type of card called artwork. So Jeremy's back. So you want to go over this spoiler that Chris already just posted?
Yeah, the art spoiler.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, to me, just looking at this, looking at the card title, seems like we're gonna get some sort of Thrawn
Mm-hmm.
theme.
Yeah.
Thrawn is all about the artwork.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Rebels or if you haven't read the books, the Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn, that was a big thing for Thrawn. He always was involved in the artwork. So we finally might be seeing something based around Thrawn as a character.
Might be a dumb question, but what's a characteristic?
Uh, I I don't know.
Is it like rebel and alien? Is that a characteristic, or is it
um,
keywords?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking it's like Rebel or Alien or something.
I could pull up the GIMP code and tell you actually.
Okay. Oh, two females. While we're doing this, let's go ahead and check in. Looks like Brad is currently waiting on B Fred. He's sitting there. He's got his set your course for all around already on the table. He's
It
starting
looks
the
like it's
same.
keywords.
Oh, keywords. Okay, so
So
leader,
smugglers,
smuggler. Okay.
female, whatever. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna see Brad playing Set Your Course versus Brian playing Diplo.
And we already know that Brad is down by 19. That's not insurmountable, but it is still a lot. We did see him come back from game one with Mike Kessling, though, and he ended
With
up,
Sigma.
yeah, with Sikva. So
So
he I ended up winning by
possible.
14. But down by 19 to Diplo, and Diplo is like, once B Fred gets Menace Fades going, there goes all those drain bonuses. B Fred works on the ground, but again, Brad has stuff to work on the ground too.
Yeah, Brad does play a bunch of EPPs, so Brian is gonna have to respect that.
So, but yeah, I mean, so far we've had 3 cards for set 19 being spoiled. I think my favorite one is the ASM helper. Like, I'm really glad that we have like an ASM helper now.
Yeah, nice, clean, simple. This most recent one is kind of hard to evaluate without seeing the rest of
Mm-hmm.
like how do you get artwork and so on and so forth.
Exactly. Like this one, we don't know if
I
we.
know Chris did that on purpose
Oh, of course he did.
to pique the interest.
Oh yeah, Chris is all about teasing the public with these little bit of spoilers. Like, people are like, well, what does this do? What does this do? Chris Kelly he's in the chat. He's like, sinister grin. I'm like, well, why don't you give us something else while we're waiting, Chris? We've got 2 dark side. Why don't you make it nice and even? Give us a light side card.
Yeah, let's see an OA helper. or no idea helper.
uh, I'd rather see like a Rescue the Princess V helper, or why don't give us a WAP helper, or Lightside Senate, uh, Hyperdrive V. Give us a Hyperdrive V helper. Or I don't know, give us an IE helper. Okay, here's one. This is our rebellion. Uh Destiny 5 lore blank light side interrupt. Used interrupt. Text peak at up to X cards from the top of your reserve deck, where X equals the number of your Lothal sites on table. Take one into hand and shuffle your reserve deck, or cancel an attempt to target your starship with a weapon.
Okay, so
That
Lothal, that's from Rebels, right?
Yeah, that's like where Ezra was, where like that's his home planet, I guess. And so it looks like we're getting a rebel theme for set 19. Like, not only are we getting something for light side, but we're getting something for dark side. So that's interesting. I like that.
It's exciting, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Like, I found, like, don't get me wrong, the Clone Wars is really good. The last season was amazing. I can't wait. I would love to see like uh the attack on Mandalore with like Ahsoka and Maul having the dark saber and everything. But Rebels was really good. Like, I like what they did with Thrawn. They made him into like the big villain and everything. But is this the same set? I mean, this is sounds like to me, right? Like, one of the things I'm thinking is like this is going to be a pretty intensive set. Like, we
Yeah, it
might have a lot of cards coming out for this set.
looks like there's two new themes. Two
Mm-hmm.
brand new themes, like you said,
Yeah,
based on Rebels.
Thrawn and Lothal stuff. Like, what are we going to see? Are we going to see like a new objective? Or are we going to see just like the planet Lothal?
It'd be
Like,
pretty exciting to see some other themes other than old allies and map.
yeah, like I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the episode 7 stuff. Like, I like the other stuff that has come out over the years, like all the rebels, the attack on the or the Clone Wars stuff like that. Mandalorian, even the Book of Boba Fett, I think I like better than the movies. There's a light side or a dark side. Tarn missing. Oh my god, Bill's just like flashing in his head. Like, why are you like? Bill right now is just going crazy. No, I mean this has me. This guy has me really excited. Okay, and looks like our players are ready to go. So let's hop back into that. Uh, yep, there we go. B Fred has his stuff for Diplo already to go. Looks like he's not at the table though. His glasses are there though. We also have a update on our second game. Jeff
Huh?
Levine won game one by 15.
Wow.
22 in lost and 31 in lost pile. 31 for Joe. And from what it looks like, Jeff is playing light side first, so it was his Qui-Gon communing versus ROPS. So we know that the second game is going to be that Agents of Black Sun versus the Endor Pyre deck that Joe played.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I think AOBS may be advantaged in that, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I really don't know. Like, but the thing is, both those players know how to play Agents of Black Sun. So you got to think that Joe knows how to play it, and he knows how to play against it. And yeah, like Jared points out in the chat, Jeff learned how to play recently by Joe. So Jeff in
Is this
the
when the
apprentice,
apprentice becomes the master?
yeah, like you got to think like Joe is Obi-Wan and Jeff is Vader. Sorry, I'll probably be checking over my shoulder at the baseball game going on behind us.
What do you think about this matchup?
For this game,
Yeah,
man, I really don't know. Like this is going to be it's going to be a hard match for Brad. For Brad,
yeah. I mean, the one thing he's got going for him is he's got a bunch of retrieval in his deck, so that can really help with that differential. But I think Brian's going to be able to satisfy Menace Fades pretty easily.
is we have a handshake, and let's see what happens. And what is your opinion on this matchup?
Uh, I think it's going to be hard for Brad. Um,
Yeah,
but it kind of depends. Like if he catches Brian going too light on ground, that could be an avenue to victory for Brad.
true. Uh, so I will say this: Brian Fred played against Brad yesterday in 2 games and beat Brad in both games.
You're saying
So,
Brian is
and
Brad's
he played
kryptonite.
against this set for course yesterday, so he should know what's in the deck, unless Brad made some changes. But I don't think he did. Okay, there's the Veers. He's got the Commence Primary Ignition, and he took the Super Laser into hand.
Yeah, pretty common start here.
Yeah.
I know,
Hmm.
right? Yeah, I'm guessing for Brian, he's gonna deliver the tapes turn one with the Falcon, and hopefully upload Menace Fades.
Now, is he
As
using the
the answer.
Falcon, or is it the older version where he just
I
takes his
think that
time with Chandrila?
I think that first card is strike planning, if I'm not mistaken. The first effect there. Walkling, we must be allowed to speak, and I believe it's strike planning or the squadron
I
assignments.
mean, I know last time that Brian Fred played this, he played it the slower version, and this was at Endor a couple of years ago. But again, I could be wrong. But we'll see, and we'll wait and see. I mean, he can still deliver the plans if Alran is exploded, correct?
Correct. But he's probably gonna deliver the plans before Brad can even blow up Alderaan.
I mean, but here's my question: like, if you deliver the plans, if Alderaan is blown up, who do you actually deliver them to? Because nobody's there.
I mean, you deliver it to Leia, right? That's what happened in the movies.
Yeah, but Leia's not on Alderaan.
Well, she was at the Death Star, which is orbiting Alderaan. Yeah, just for clarification, stolen data tape says you can, if they're at Alderaan or a blown away system, you can deliver the effect.
Okay, I'm just saying, like,
So all these people talking in chat Just says, if at Alderaan or a blown away system, tapes delivered.
That makes sense. Batmouse is just being Batmouse and giving everybody a hard time.
So Brian pulling Farm, Mos Eisley.
Chris Kelly, I would watch. I would watch A New Hope, but I'm too busy doing commentary.
You can put it up on your TV instead of baseball.
I got to watch the Mariners play. They're going for the win number 14 today.
So there's Bon Mothma, Gratis. Does anyone know what the effect on top of Brian's effect stack is?
Uh,
I
it's
thought
a
it was
light side
strike.
effect.
I thought it was strike plating.
Chris Kelly, don't make me throw you into a volcano.
Yeah, it must have been strike plating because he has Aaron Kraken in hand. So yeah, I think he is going for the slower flip, like he said. So he plays on Optimistic General on the Tantive.
Ooh, interesting to see the sense in Brian Fred's hand.
Yeah, there used to be a version that we played that ran Savrip and a bunch of senses to protect Savrip.
Mm-hmm.
But it might just be running a single sense just because it's good.
So if Alderaa's blown away, is that cause the asteroid rules to come into play?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's just rocks floating away, floating around in space.
I think it's just the blown away rules. I think it's just a 0-0 system.
Yeah.
Once it's blown away. I think that's really all there is to it. Right, so Brian moves over to Chandrilla.
Yep. There's the Corellian Corvette. I mean, Brad's not going to be able to move to Alderaan until this turn, so he's got an extra turn to actually blow up Alderaan. So I think you're right. B-Fred should be able to deliver the plans well before the Death Star blows up Alderaan.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if he blows up Alderaan, but yes, he will do it before Alderaan gets blown away.
Justin making sure the systems are at the correct parsecs and everything. Okay. So Han, Radis, and 3PO with R2D2 on the Tantive. This
Mothma's on
and
there too.
Mothma.
Ooh,
But
okay.
Brad coming down with the Stalker and the laser cannon batteries. This might not be good.
This is what Brad needs.
Yeah, right off the bat. Like,
It would have been better if that was the adjudicator, but
Yeah,
still not bad.
yeah. B Fred needed bail right off the bat there.
It would be sweet if Brad like cut all his ground package and just played a bunch of weapons and relentless pursuits. Relentless pursuit here would be game over for
Okay,
Fred, I think.
so he's trying to sense it with he's trying to scent the Imperial artillery. Yeah, Beefred grabbed the sense instead of the Antilles maneuver. That's interesting.
Brad grab sense.
Yeah, he tried to play it.
Does Brad have his shield somewhere? I don't see any shields for Brad.
Mm.
Also, I'm not sure how artillery's getting played here, unless Tantive was just hit.
I think it was, and then he tried to play artillery. It's immune to sense,
But he also loses one for the laser cannon
and
battery.
he just lost the Luke. Okay. Yeah, Brett needs to get some shields out, like his grabber, some other stuff. Also, he needs
It's
to
hard to
stop
tell.
listening. Huh?
It's hard to tell. I think Tantive is hit, but I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like Brian's trying to decide what to lose for the laser cannon battery.
He loses the sense. Okay, so he lost for the artillery, and then he lost for the laser cannon battery. Adding for Destiny with Radis. I don't think Brad really cares because the tandem's going away. The plans go back to Tatooine, I believe, but everybody else
Yeah,
goes to the
they'll
Lost
go to
Pile.
the plans will go to the Dune Sea.
Yeah,
Everyone else dies.
and it looks like there's the adjudicator. Oh, Beefred draws a 0. And he drew the Tiderian for, so he drew the Tiderian and a 0, so the Stalker's immune.
I mean, if you're this is exactly what Brad needs to win this match.
Yeah, that's insane.
The tapes go to the Dune Sea.
And the Stalker stays, the tapes go away. I think
All those
Brad,
characters.
yeah, Brad won, or yeah, Bryant Fred won the fight, but more importantly, this just sets Brian back so much.
Yeah.
Wow. And he didn't even get rid of the Star Destroyer.
Brutal.
That's insane.
Now
That is
now
so crazy.
Brian might just have to give up on flipping.
Yeah. And I think if you're Brad, you move over some, you put the Star Destroyers over at Tatooine, so he can't deploy. So you're making sure that he can't deploy Celebration. It gives you a drain of 2 there. Like losing Han really hurt Brad or Brian because he had the Tiderian in his hand. Oh my gosh. Like
Look at Brad. Brad stoic. Can't believe his
both of
luck,
them.
probably.
Both of them. Like B Fred is like, oh my god, my luck is so terrible. Brad is like, he's got to be pooping his pants right now inside of himself.
That's the thing about Diplo, right? Is like if this happens to you, then it's just
And there's the coward, so he can't retrieve with Walkling.
so he did he move to Jeddah? I guess so. He moved to Jeddah so he can get +1 on the laser cannon the laser draw.
Yeah, yeah. You go to Jeddah, so that way, even if you draw like a ship or something, I think you can still hit it.
Yeah, and I don't think he can move to Tatooine for whatever systems like Carida.
Okay, there's the escape pod combo.
But I mean, if Brian can like set up Menace Fades and Tatooine Celebration,
Yeah. Okay, so he is playing the Sabre. Okay, that's
okay, so yeah,
interesting.
so this is a version we played a couple years ago
Yeah.
because you basically put them in the squeeze where they have to choose between Celebration and Savrip, and then you just have Sense to cancel whatever it is.
What did Beefred play? He played Old Allies yesterday.
Yeah,
So, and we the chat points it out. Interesting to see that he grabbed the sense and not the Antilles maneuver, being that he played this deck yesterday.
where are you seeing the grab Sense? I'm not seeing it.
Well, I'm saying he grabbed the sense when he looked with something. I think Han
Oh, okay, yeah. His choice with Han was between
was between the
Sense.
sense and the Antilles maneuver. He chose the sense.
I mean, maybe you just didn't expect Brad to have so
Yeah.
much. I'm like trying to look at Brad's deck from yesterday and see how many laser cannon batteries he was playing. Because if it was just like one, then Brad might not have been that afraid of this. But if Brad switched to a all-in version with a bunch of weapons,
Hmm. I don't
yeah,
know.
but then Mike would have told us. Mike played this matchup. I don't know.
You know what? Why am I being? I'm being lazy. So in his in the most recent build that I know of, he plays 2 laser cannon batteries.
Does he play any way to pull them, like heavy fire zone or whatever?
You'll just have to wait and see. The engine for this deck is Krennic, the Death Star Commandant. So he usually can get like a bunch of cards going with that. But yeah, I just feel like the Antilles maneuvers, as the chat is pointing out, is a lot better for Brian in that moment. Just because you can get a character, you protect your ship a little bit. But I mean, this is Brian Fred, though. We'll see what he does here.
I mean, he does have the ability to go to the Death Star with a bunch of guys and try to subtract from the super laser draw.
Yes, exactly.
Was Brad playing Judicator yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and then he drew it for Destiny. Oh. Yeah, I don't see what he drew for Destiny there.
So Brian trying to figure out the calculations for CPI here. The CPI says that you add 1 for each Death Star site that your opponent does not control, and
Mm-hmm.
then Jeddah will add 1 too. So right now he's getting +8 to his draw from +5 from
Yeah.
the effect and +2 from his Death Star sites, +1 from Jeddah.
+5 from your effect.
Yeah, so +8 total. So he would just need a 1.
Yeah.
But if Brian invades the Death Star, then it makes it a little bit harder.
Yes.
So
I think
I think Brian has to do that.
I think if Brad wins this, we got to get you to sign a copy of an effective demonstration for him.
Oh yeah, I would definitely do that for him. I mean, he's had by far the most success with that card out of
Yes.
anyone. Wish it was me.
Well, I mean, maybe he'll. I mean, the deck list will be posted right after this event. You should try it out.
So looks like he's not going to the Death Star. I don't know about this.
Spreading
I
out
mean, I
on
guess he
the
expects
ground.
to get Celebration going, but that seems.
That seems rough. I mean, it depends on how big Brad's hand is at this point, because we know that Brad plays a lot of ground in this deck.
At least the version he played yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. He does have Veers in his hand. Don't know if he has a walker.
But I did see he has Might in his hand, so he can pull Bale for his.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that his use pile?
I think
I guess
that was
his
his
use
use
pile.
pile. Oh wow.
Playing Might to get Bale, though, is pretty good.
Okay, so now he can get the. I was going to say he can put Walkling out of play to retrieve the Tanev.
Yeah, I don't know how critical Tantive is, though.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to go to the Death Star.
That's good. Yeah, Bale does work on the Tanev or on the non-unique core event.
Yeah.
So, and we know he has that in his hand. We know he has the Tidarian. So, I mean, he could essentially establish himself in space, but unfortunately, those two ships are not as good as they could be.
Yeah, but I think Brian was going to run into the laser cannon battery no matter what. Like, what would he have done differently with Tantive?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so yep, he's going to retrieve the Tanev. And that's Chewy. So he throws down Chewy. That's going to allow him to get the Tanev back if he so wants it. And unfortunately for him, well, it doesn't really matter because Alderon's on the table already. Okay, he is going to take the Might of the Republic, so that's going to allow him to get Bale out of it
Is that
into
what he
his
took?
hand.
I don't think
Huh?
that's what he took.
Uh, looks like he took that. It might have been an old Ben because I
Yeah,
saw
why would you
one
take
in
a
his
Might
hand. Okay,
here? I
there's
don't understand.
yeah, there's a battle plan.
Old Ben seems much weaker than Might for Bale.
Mm-hmm. I think if you're Brad, I wouldn't worry about draining here. There's no reason.
It's only
You
drain of
just
one. Yeah, you don't want
yeah,
to do
it's
that.
only a drain of one, and then you want to make sure you blow up the desk or you blow up Alderaan. Yeah, there is the Tiberian in his hand. He drew it. So he drew that for Destiny in that fight in space. Oh,
Okay, so Brad blows up Alderaan.
oh my
Oh,
God.
there's Bale at the top.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
See, he
Now
should have
it's
gotten White there, and now he's
yeah. Now he's going to drain for 3 at Jada.
a Jedi. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
yeah. That Star Destroyer sticking around was huge because now Brad can satisfy
Yep.
simple tricks.
Yeah, because I mean, you just throw a Star Destroyer down to the Death Star. It's a battleground now.
Yep.
Yep. Oh my gosh, there's the steadfast.
So steadfast for the drain of 5.
Yep. It doesn't. So it does not get the. I don't think it gets. Yeah, it does not get the benefits of quad drive yards, but it does come cheaper. I think. Yeah, your Star Destroyers. It just says Star Destroyers deploy for -2.
Yep. But yeah, it does not get the benefit from quad drive yards.
Yeah. And Brad knows that Brian has the Corvette and the Tiberian in his hand, so he might want to back that up with something. Yep. And he's going to be able to retrieve 3.
I don't. I think my teammates are not going to be happy with me after this event
Why?
because Mike also lost to this deck.
They might remove you from the team. I mean, Beef Ride is still in a good position. He's up by 19.
Yeah, but he's got to stay in space,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't know if he can. And he's gonna have to push a ton of damage because
Yeah.
Brad's just gonna be able to retrieve 3 every turn by deploying a Star Destroyer.
Mm-hmm. At least until he runs out of Star Destroyers.
Yeah, but he also plays TIE Sentry ships, so you can loop your Star
Yep.
Destroyers that way.
Yeah. And there's Thrawn.
Also, his stuff on the ground is not safe either because Brad plays a ton of EPPs.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't play EP Small. He plays Batmouse Small.
Sure, but he has like I think he has Mara and Asajj and Kylo
And he's got Choke Vader.
and Chuck Vader.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, he drops Choke Vader on Leia, chokes her. Or she's immune to being choked, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just diplomatic immunity.
I love that. You know what? I'm so glad that when they created that card, the virtual one, they left it as diplomatic immunity. Like, I don't know if that was Hayes. Like, I know it was Hayes's card. I don't know if that was his decision, but whoever did it, I like that.
Like Brian is shuffling here.
Okay, there's the Mantillion Sabrith.
He has to pay 3 for that because 3PO is not on the table.
Yeah, he paid for it, and he's paying for a lot right here. So, and it looks like Lando Calrissian,
So
angry
Lando
Lando.
Scoundrel gets to use powerful. There's a
Yep.
Tantive. Is that Cassian? That looks like Cassian.
I don't know, but the thing is, like you said, Brad is going to be draining for a lot this turn.
Yeah, but Brian will have ultimatum set up, so
Yeah.
Brian not looking too bad. He's got Savrip to protect all these guys. Ultimatum set up.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's building his hand to try to go to space.
So now, I mean, Lando's not immune to being choked, and the other thing is, at least in the version that he ran, I believe yesterday, Brad plays a trample in his deck. Yep, there's the ultimatum. That's the other thing. Brad needs to be mindful of what he puts on the table.
Yeah, down by 19. He's got to
Yeah.
navigate his life force very carefully.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a
But
good thing
but
that both these.
he gets to put cards back because of Sigma retrieving.
True. I was going to say it's a good thing that they get the time extension because I think in this the OA versus this matchup yesterday, Brad lost on time. So but we'll see what happens today. There's still a lot of game left in this game. And there's the Vader.
And Kylo.
And General Grievous.
Man, Brad just had all the characters in his hand.
Yes, he did. So you choke Chewie, you swing at Leia, and
He
yeah,
drew a Destiny there. What was that Destiny he just drew? What was it
I
for?
don't know.
Was it for Chewie? I think he missed the choke on Chewie because it was Krennic that he drew.
That's right. Yeah, that makes sense.
He could have pulled that guy out of his deck with Sigma.
No, he
Oh, I
can't
guess
once
he's
you're flipped.
flipped.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Uh, yeah. Fortunately, Brad does not have Maul on the table. I still think you got to swing at Leia here.
I think he's swinging at Chewie just in case Brian has the female interrupt.
Or that's okay. That's a good point. I mean, Chewie is defense value what 5 or 4? 4. Okay, so he does hit Leia. Loses Antilles maneuver off the top to the damage, and Beefray draws a 4.
Yeah, rebel leadership.
Yeah, and a 1. Why did he draw the 2 destiny there?
Leia.
Leia, no, I don't think, does she work with Vader? Because is that Vader a leader?
Good question.
Yeah, he's not a leader.
Yeah, so let me let.
Yeah. You might want to get a hold of Justin.
Looks like Justin's on it. Okay, good.
Yeah. I was going to say there's only two Vaders that are not leaders. Also, I think your token for this game has to be the laser cannon battery.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so Brad will lose Grievous to the attrition. So that's going to allow him to keep the Vader and Kylo there. And I think he drew Asajj Ventress for Destiny, so yeah, the
Brian
token
does.
is for the email sticker program thing. So we've given out 4 today so far.
Brian does get the Savrip here though, so
Depends on what's in his hand. Like,
it looks like he loses Hera,
yep,
Leia,
okay,
and a card. And one card.
yeah.
Leia gets old bend. Yep.
And then he could do the Cantina Shuffle, move Luke in next turn if he wanted to.
Yeah, so
Yep.
basically Brad just had to lose Grievous there, and Brian lost character from hand and old bend. So you see Stalker go to Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Savrip's a pretty messed up card.
Yes, it is. I don't think Brad has a canceller for it.
He's not playing Cold Feet or Masterful Move.
Uh, no.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that Brian did not try to get Bale out as early as possible. Because
Yeah.
Bale on a ship with Savrip out is this is nothing Brian could have done about it.
Hey, Garrett is typing in the chat. Maybe we'll have an update on Joe versus Jeff. Oh, wow. Joe apparently dropped a first turn Luke Rebel Scout on Prince Shizor and Avigo. Saitor via Saber via Saitor, like my father before me for Force.
But I thought
Where's
he
the
just
Shizor's bounty?
bountied.
I was going to say Shizor's bounty. Yeah. Joe advance.
So the dream is dead for Jeff Levine going back to back.
Yeah,
But the dream is alive for Joe to go back to back nationals, that is.
that's true. I want to say, where's the Shizor's bounty? Because you got to think that Shizor's bounty was there.
Yeah, maybe Jeff just didn't save the force or something. I don't know.
I mean, okay, so if he's at the location, he should have had one force with wipe them out, all of them.
Oh yeah, true. We'll see. We'll see how that came to be.
It just does not make sense. Either way, apparently I jinxed Jeff, and I apologize.
Okay, so Brian finally taking a game action here. Plays Tidarium to Tatooine. Plays Tidarium with Nara aboard. And Cassian.
Okay, so that should cancel the Destiny.
Yeah, I'll cancel the laser cannon battery destiny.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Oops. Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah.
I was too busy memeing. Well, if you're Brian Fred, do you fight here?
Looks to me like he's trying to set up celebration.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, I was gonna say it looks like Celebration's on Tatooine. What's that other character? Oh, that's Jen Urso, I believe. Yep. Brian Fred just cut out an Owen and Baru on it and stuck. Yeah, Brian Fred took a Jen Urso and made it Brian Fred. Me Fred's got quite the loss pile.
But he lost like 5 cards in that first battle, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, an update on what happened in Joe versus Jeff. So, again, Joe dropped Luke Rebel Scout on Shizor and Devigo, grabbed the saber with Saitor. Jeff declined the Shizor's bounty because Joe had no force saved, forgetting that he could put a force back with Like My Father Before Me. Joe initiated Joe in the finals.
This is speculation. We're not sure if this is
That's what somebody
what
said on.
happened.
That's what we're thinking happened.
Well, there's a maybe in there. So
Yeah,
speculation.
that's what they think happened. That's what Bill is saying, as somebody said on Twitch. Again, we don't know.
We'll get a confirmation at some
Yes.
point. Okay, so Brian abandoning the audience chamber, or the cantina, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's the right move there, just because you don't need. Jin is there. You're not draining. The bigger thing is, I mean, ultimatum's still in effect. So
There's Binder, Trees 3.
mm-hmm. Retreat. Did he drain?
Yeah, he drained.
Okay.
It's free, remember, because he's got a battleground site. And here comes Blizzard 8 and Beers against Lando.
That's pretty bad.
Well,
I
Brian
mean,
does have Savarip, but he only
he
has two
does have
Parsec
Sabric,
Kings. There's
but
only two
what's
Parsec.
bad is this is going to allow this isn't taking him off of ultimatum.
Potentially.
Mm-hmm. Potentially. No, you cannot shuttle up to the Lambda class shuttle. It's a not a capital. You can't shuttle to a shuttle. That makes so Joe won game 2 with the his Pyre deck.
Oh, this is the battle in space. Okay.
Yeah.
So he hit Tidarium. Brian had to
Oh
lose.
my gosh, Brad won.
So Brad came back with Sigfa once again.
Oh my
What
gosh,
a
Brad won.
wow. That was a brutal game for Brian.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, Brad won.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean that. Oh my gosh.
So we have our finals. Brad Reinhold versus Joe. And Joe's gonna have to play against the Sigfa deck once
Yeah.
again with his Pyre deck.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much an auto loss for him.
Yeah.
So I think Brad's looking really good to be your nationals champion, but we'll see what happens. Also QMC versus ROTS, which is
That's gonna be a grind. I
should go either
think
way, but
Joe is the 6th seed, so he'll decide who goes first.
what a game by Brad.
Um, Chris Kelly, if you're in the chat still, I think that deserves a spoiler.
We'll see a Sigfa spoiler. Come on.
Yeah.
I guess we already got to do Star Destroyer, so turn 1, Brad was able to play Stalker
Thank you.
plus Laser Cannon Battery
I can't speak, so
and
you got this.
hit the Tantive. And then it happened again at Tatooine right there. Brad hit the Tidarium with the Laser Cannon Battery.
Okay, so I am talking to Joe right now. We'll talk about the spoiler here in a second. Uh, in Joe's game, he overflowed the Vigo turn one for like 4 with a sorry about the mess on Shizor, and then he spread to all the sites. He goes to Joe's non-battlegrounds, barriers Ray to the boss nest chamber with Afra. Comes down on her with Shizor and a bunch of dudes. I lose Ray, peel 13, keep draining. Overflow P59 for like 6 with Run Loop 1. Super swingy game. Again, Joe won game 2 by 18. So it's not exactly the same final for Joe and Brad as they played in the top 4 in Endor, but it is the same light side versus dark side match. Uh,
Yes, Joe is very disadvantaged in that matchup.
you know what? After what we just saw, I can't say anything like that anymore. Um, I'm still getting signal. Okay, so it's just
Okay,
Christian.
yeah,
Yeah, but okay. Really quick, we're on the topic. Chris Kelly just give us a spoiler. Babu Freak. He is an Anzelian droid smith, spice runner. First time we've heard that in a long time. Power Zero ability 2. When deployed, may search your lost pile and move one card up there to the top of that pile. If that card is a droid, you may retrieve it into hand. That sounds familiar. Once per game, may use 2 to target a droid here for the remainder of turn. Target's game text is canceled.
yeah.
Okay, that's a little interesting. I mean, it gives you the Afra, and it can get around like Forlom, IG88, all the P59. Like, that's interesting. Deploy from 1 and ability 3. Okay.
Yeah, not terrible.
No.
If you're in the market of
Okay, apparently he
joy,
works in space too, so you can get around Guri.
yeah, there you go. That's really good.
That's okay. I like that, Chris. It's different.
And another species for Ancient
Yeah.
Water Animal.
And Lightside got an Dr. Afra who's not a spy, so and a spice runner. Like I haven't
I
heard of
wonder if that's
spice in a
gonna
long time. Yeah.
is that gonna mean anything?
I have no
Spice
idea.
Runner.
Okay, so
Yeah, our
Joe.
matchup in the finals is Joe versus Brad. So we have Map versus QMC, which I don't think is great for a map,
No,
but could be wrong.
but like you said, we just saw Brad win. Plus, he lost with Lightside twice by 14 and by 19, only to win with Darkside.
Yeah, I mean, he's this Sigfidep is
It's a thing.
it's been really
Thank you,
impressive.
Jeremy.
Yeah, well, my team will not be happy with me about it, but they could have played the deck.
Oh, wow. Again, all these spoilers, though, that we're talking about today, everything is subject to change. As we get closer to the set release date for 19, well, I'm assuming Chris Kelly, Jared, everybody for Drew will have everything,
Yes, no idea is a very bad matchup for Sigfa,
Yeah.
but no idea seems to be falling out of favor a little bit. But if you get matched up against all these mains decks, that's really good. Yeah, Beefried was the last new allies left. So once again, we put 4 in the top 8 and nobody makes the finals.
It's just rough. Like, I mean, yeah, but I don't think you guys can hang your heads. Like you said, you had 4 members in the top 8. I mean, you guys definitely, your team played ridiculously well yesterday.
Yes, it's very true.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely excited to see what happens in this finals. I don't think we have an update on if they're going to start right away. Uh, but I guess we can see. So let's see. Let's see if we're going to if the players are going to be taking a break or not. And then I guess once we have a confirmation, we'll let you know. It looks like both B. Fred and Brad have left their cards on the table. So I'm assuming they are going to take a break. So I think Jeremy and I will take a break here too. We'll come back with our finals here in a little bit. Grab your popcorn, everybody. It's going to be fun.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, bye.